Hello, people from planet Earth. This is Lewis Herms from SBG News and Views, otherwise known as Screw Big Gov and ScrewBigGov.com. I am located in an undisclosed location. Actually, not completely undisclosed because I'm in Las Vegas, Nevada. We were here for a convention, as you know, yesterday. I just happen to be drinking my Trump water right now. Anyways, it was really hard to get to do the show today. I've been extraordinarily busy, but we make commitments to be here, so we are. So what we're going to do today, I guess what I'm going to do today, is an expose, as in X, formerly known as Twitter. And I think it'll be fun because what we'll do is we will just run through the hot topics of the day, and we'll have a discussion here. And I think it'll be a lot of fun for everybody. Please like, share, and subscribe. And for you that have subscribed before, I know it's a pain, but if you can double check and make sure you are still subscribed, that would be awesome. Um, as we're finding out, and as Rumble has admitted, they are getting massive attacks, and yes, people are being unsubscribed. Don't know how they're doing it. I don't really understand the technology, nor do I want to, but it is a royal pain in our tuchuses. So, that being said, also, I think it's a good time to note that if you go to screwbiggov.com, why is that important? Well, it lists everything we do there, but really, really important is we also have a newsletter. Click on newsletter right there and make sure you sign up because we're hearing rumblings, no pun intended, that we may just disappear from some channels shortly. And if that's the case, you'll always be able to find us if you are subscribed to our newsletter. And if you notice right below the newsletter, there is a lot of social media links. That is direct access to us. We are shadow banned like crazy on several platforms. You cannot even search to find us. Therefore, you have the newsletter right there. And of course, if you scroll down, you could also get access to over 20 films that we have done and any product services or swag that we sell. All right. Now that we're here, it looks like everybody can hear us. Yep, I think we're looking good. So we're going to roll right now. I'm going to share screen and let's see what the heck is happening with Twitter. I'm going to go right to the top. So you're seeing it as soon as I'm seeing it. And we'll run through some things and just see it because this one is it's relevant to this second. Massive floods. Yes, we know. Okay. So this is current in the news right now. This is President Trump, and it says, "Heartbroken Trump writes, who will explain for me to my wonderful son Barron, who is a great student at a fantastic school, that his dad will likely not be allowed to attend his graduation ceremony, something that we have been talking about for years, so on and so forth." This is interesting because uh, the optics are that the judge in this case is not allowing Trump to take a day off from this bogus trial to go see his son graduate. Now, why is this interesting? For me, um, I believe that there's a controlled rollout of the narrative right now. But let's say we're going to buy into the narrative. This exposes the deep state as heavy as it can. Number one, everybody knows this is a bogus trial. Even liberals are starting to question this. Why would this even be a trial? And we're talking about the so-called hush money that Trump sent to Stormy Daniels, which is, if true, it's below the threshold that this should ever be a trial, anyways. So it's very interesting that they're doing this now. It's weird because we're seeing Trump play the victim here, and I saw his speech, and it's not like him. So to me, this is optics. This is positioning, right? The other odd thing, and this I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but not many people graduate in the month of April. Generally, it's in the month of May and the month of June. So I find that to be interesting. Now, I'm sure he's in a different school, maybe a private school, and they may have different graduation dates. I don't know, but to me, this does sound like optics to me, which is just going to expose the deep state further. And of course, what does all this stuff do? That golden boomerang that President Trump throws out there always seems to hit the deep state right back in the face. So that's kind of an update on that, and that's what I think that we're going to see here. Uh, he is just going to get more support. And if you're even looking at the mainstream media now, oh, did I say those evil words? Yes, I did. The mainstream media as well are showing you that in all of the swing states, President Trump is destroying. Da, da, da. What's this? Verified pro-Nazi accounts flourish under Elon Musk. An NBC News review identifies 150 verified premium accounts that have posted or amplified pro-Nazi content. Okay, so clearly, uh, this is a hit piece on Musk, which means it's probably they're very upset, as we know, because Elon Musk is trying to make X as fair and balanced as possible. Do you want proof of that? You're looking at it right now. The fact that he's allowing a post to talk about verified pro-Nazi accounts flourish under Elon Musk tell you everything you need to know. Do you really think that you could post something like that on YouTube about YouTube? Of course not. It would be taken down. So it's so funny that the fact that they're they're posting this at all tells you exactly that it's he's doing his best to be fair. And I don't think it's fair and balanced still. I think it's got a whole left tilt to it still. There's a lot of bots that are allowed still on X's platform. There's these farms that Obama created. I don't know if you knew that. Right after the Obama administration, he created these social media farms, and these people are paid to go on and put anti-patriot posts and try to drive us in certain directions in regards to CRT, so on and so forth. If you ever think that what I'm saying is not true in this regards, what I would do is I go to some conservative postings, the more popular ones, and I'm going to go down the comments. If you go through at least 50. If you go through at least 50 comments, you'll see two or three exact duplicated comments what'll be anti to whatever the post is that are cookie cutter but under different names. And I'm not saying forwarded, I'm saying they cut and they pasted, and this is a game, and this is what his little social media farms have created, and that was the goal that he created at post Obama administration. um all right, next up, Shadow of Ezra. I have no idea what this is. Shadow, what's going on here? He says Kyle Marissa Roth blamed Jennifer Lopez for her account being banned due to copyright infringement. Remember this creepy picture of Jennifer 2020? You can see a person in the back of me. Yes. Okay, I remember it. Moving on. Thanks, Ghost. What's Ann Vandersteel saying about Flynn? How's this? Flynn. If you think Flynn is anything but a patriot, show more. Okay, so she's clearly a Flynn flam. She's a Flynn fan. I know in Arizona, Flynn's new movie is actually premiering tonight. And I believe half my audience is pro Flynn and half of them may be anti Flynn. And I'm that weird guy in the middle that I'm still trying to figure it out. Why is that? Because General Flynn, in my opinion, or it's not even opinion, he was the head of PSYOPs through the NSA, and that's what he did. So he understands PSYOPs probably better than anybody in the world. And I've heard him say directly on Doug Billings' show years ago, because even if I know I couldn't tell you, okay, I would have to lie to you. Therefore, I joke around and I say, imagine this. This is what I think about General Flynn. It's a let's call it a bologna sandwich. The bologna is a psyop. The bread is a psyop, and the baggie that it's put inside is the psyop. It's a psyop wrapped in a psyop wrapped in another psyop. So for anybody to really be 100% in on Flynn, they probably have to have some inside information. So for anybody to be 100% out, right? They could just be reading the tea leaves. I think there's something else going on here. We'll find out. I do know, and I believe Absolutely, because I'm hearing this from a lot, and this, I hate to say inside information, but this is finally some decent intel that I got that Trump is absolutely keeping his enemies closer. I think that's fascinating to hear that statement. All right, let's see what do we got here. Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? Okay, flat earthers, you're going to love this. It says, what did the first man to reach the stratosphere have to say about Earth's shape? It seemed, quote, a flat disk with an upturned edge. All right, as you know, I'm the weirdo again in the middle. I do not believe that there's a spinning ball spinning through space at 66,600 miles an hour. 666. What? And I don't completely believe there's a flat Earth. I believe there's something else. It may be a toroidal field. And then I've come to my own hypothesis that anything past what we can see is the quantum realm. And it just hasn't been created yet because we have not observed it. And the absolute microsecond that we observe it, it is created. And I believe it could be created wonderfully. What if you like purple rainbows and pink horses? Well, guess what? That's probably what's going to be created for you. So I think this is a whole nother level, way, way, way above our heads. Why do I believe? You're going to be shocked. One of the reasons why I believe that it is not just a flat earth as many people think is because NASA, with a $67 billion a year budget, screws up constantly on their imaging, their messaging, which leads you to believe that there's something other than a globe. Why would they do that? Because they're pushing the globe. Because what they're trying to do is they're trying to have a divisive conversation between two factions. Therefore, you're not really looking at the truth. Okay, this is Freemason 101, guys. If you look at the heads of NASA and the pilots and the so-called astronauts, so on and so forth, this is Masonic through and through. So I believe they're intentionally trying to get us to see wires on astronauts and bubbles floating up from masks and see the square when you go through Photoshop and look at an image. None of these things are mistakes. An organization that's pulling in $67 billion a year that has the most sophisticated of equipment, 30 to 50 years ahead of technology than we are. Do you really think that they're going to make those mistakes? So, flat earthers, before you get all on the flat earth methods, just ask yourself this question. Do you really think NASA would make those mistakes? Hell no. So that means the mistakes are intentional. Why would they make them intentional? Because they're trying to have a counter conversation to the globe. They want you to look away from both or look towards both. I apologize. Look towards both because there's something else going on. I know, crazy. I really should carry my tinfoil hat when we go on the road. All righty. Lisa, can you give me a thumbs up if chat is working? Because it's not moving on my phone at all. Just want to make sure people are still engaged out there. And let's see here. What do we got next? Oh, look at that beautiful man right there. Wow, he is gorgeous. He just looks fantastic. What a great outfit he is wearing. What does this say? Since Melania Trump is trending, here's a gorgeous picture of an actual FLOTUS Michelle Obama. Bless your heart, Danny D. Yes. Well, it would have to be a FMOTist, right? Wouldn't it have to be a FMOTist, first male of the United States? And should it not be Michael Robinson? I'm just saying. I don't know, but where there's an apple, there's a banana. All right. What else do we got? That looks not good. We're going to bypass that. Andrew Tate is controlled opposition. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, cool. If you can't hear Lisa, she's just letting me know that the chat is working, just not on my phone. So no big deal. I will just refresh and see if it pops right back up. Cool. And it did. Boom. Look at that. I'm the second smartest person on the planet. You may ask who's the first. Everybody else. All right. So back to Andrew Tate is controlled opposition. He may or may not be. Okay. I will say, based on the position of his hands right there, that looks a lot closer to the tip of the spear that JFK Jr., President Trump, Diana, and I believe Michael Jackson have shown, especially the three on the bottom, the one in the middle, and the one on the right side. I don't know what the heck the one on the upper left is. What we're clear of, and since these are, I'm glad they did show several different pictures. So what we're clear of is he is intentionally doing some form of symbology. The question is, who is he doing it towards? This could be more tip of the spear symbology. Check out George Magazine if you want to know what I'm talking about. So that is very interesting. Uh, Now, I will say though, honestly, he does have a lot of the markers that I have talked about controlled opposition before, though. So again, I'm not on or off on him completely. I did look at some of the cases that him and his brother were being charged, and from what I could see, a lot of it looks bogus to me. So he may he may be a good guy. We'll have to find out. I don't know if I'd say good guy because I have heard him talk, but he may be on the right side. We'll have to find out. I'm sure you guys all have your opinions on this, and I appreciate them. Send them to me. It's pretty interesting. All right. Well, talk about Satanists. What do we got here? It says breaking. The WHO has released a statement aiming to explain why would anyone spread disinformation about health. Oh, they shouldn't they be looking in the mirror and asking them that question themselves? See here. Da, 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 da. Instead, they claim disinformation is spread due to racism. Oh, they pulled the race card. Bless their little Nazi hearts. Oh, wow. Isn't that phenomenal? It says, and for geopolitical reasons, to flame the fires between different nations as if public have any interest in that. Okay, so if we say, let's talk third grade level. If we say mRNA jabs are bad, we're flaming the racism, huh? And doing it for geopolitical reasons. Not these people, they're going down. This is so fun to watch, guys. This propaganda now is is beautiful for us. And I know some people still in this patriot community get triggered when you see the WHO is doing this, or Biden says that the WHO, we're going to do what they say, and the UN, we're going to do what they say. By the way, ask yourself, it's been going on for a year that we've been hearing inklings that the White House is going to do all this stuff that the CDC, the WHO, and the UN says, and zero, nothing has happened. Nothing. So guys, don't get triggered by this stuff. In fact, look at it and laugh at it, because what you've done is from an energy level, you've completely defused anything. So it's very important to look at this stuff with an open mind, but understand their agenda. Their serpent is right there in your face. Should I say more? All righty. Let's see. Up. I forgot. I clicked on it. I have to go back one. There we go. My apologies. Now I'm going to read the trending line on the side, and let's just see if there's anything there. Oh, this looks fun. Vampire trans woman convicted in teen assault. Okay. The headline alone should be a red flag. Trans woman. So if you're a trans woman, are you a woman or a man previously to your surgery? Or is that an oxymoron? Or is it an outright lie? Interesting, right? Okay. Well, Grok, which is I believe is that not the AI for X wrote the top, so I'm just going to ignore that. Let's go right down into us. A new 35-year-old trans claiming that he is a woman. Not a mental disorder whatsoever, I'm sure. Wow, this is ridiculous. All right, what else is on the side? Dun, dun, dun. This is interesting, and I've been hearing. This is one of the things I knew this was going to happen before it happened. So this is kind of interesting. So let's go down a little bit. It appears that Thomas Massie is joining in with Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene to get Speaker Johnson out. But let me read this. So I'm going to read his, and then I'm going to go back and read what Marjorie Taylor Greene did. So Thomas Massie wrote, I just told Mike Johnson in conference that I'm co-sponsoring the motion to vacate that was introduced by Rep. MTG. He should pre-announce his resignation as Boyner did, so we can pick a new speaker without ever being without a GOP speaker. Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene said Speaker Mike Johnson has thrown our GOP conference into chaos by serving the Democrat and passing Biden's agenda. With FISA in Congress, you really need to pay attention. There's over 100 Republican representatives that signed on for this. I know here we've been saying that most of them are rhinos, 95% are probably rhinos. This is just proof positive of this at this moment. But these are stories I would follow right now. Now, normally I say don't follow mainstream media and don't follow the Congress or the Supreme Court or the appellate court right now because they're all in a controlled opposition manner in general, and or they're just absolutely opposition because the CIA runs them. I'm going to flip on that a little bit now because I'm starting to read the tea leaves. And I believe you can thank X for a lot of this, and or you can thank the so-called plan. And here's what I mean by that. So X is becoming the number one news source in the world, or they are the number one news source in the world by far. It used to take several weeks to flip a false narrative that's there. You can see right here on this program, we read something earlier and we flipped the narrative immediately. We can tell you what their agenda was. This is what people on X are doing wholesale across the board. Very, very exciting. So what I believe is happening, that one of two things are happening. If you want to believe that there is no plan, I'm going to give you some meat to the matter. And if you want to believe there is a plan, it'll work also. And how so? How could it be both? It can. So if there is no plan, what's going on right now is from an economic standpoint, the mainstream media is under a lot of pressure because they are losing their ass and shares hand over fist. They are losing their tails financially. Their audience they're losing, and they've already lost virtually all credibility whatsoever. So they're maybe, just maybe, they're going to be pressured, and I believe they are, to start showing some of the stories that are going to pull people back in. And now, in regards to that, what if it's exactly the opposite? What if it's just a plan, and it's always been a plan? And I don't believe trust the plan was this. I believe trust the plan is we, the people, getting activated. But this is one way to help them get activated. What if the plan is to put these peoples in these weird positions and constantly expose them? And I think there's a lot of credibility to that statement. For example, I know that there's probably 5 representatives that I believe I can trust in the U.S. Congress, right? And four and a half of them, I know it sounds funny, 4.5 of them are on the Republican side, and half is on let's just say independent Democrat slash, but it's changing. But let's just say there's 5 that we can trust. Okay, if I'm right, I would ask, and we pointed this out that day it happened, why would 100% of the Republicans voted to put Mike Johnson in, including those 5? Because it's a plan. and it should have been a red flag. Robert and I were calling it out on the news the day it happened. 100% is a massive red flag. You cannot trust this. It's a deep state operation, or it's the good guys positioning it so they can take this guy down too. Now, the reason why we said that, or I said this at the time, is because Mike Johnson, at right before he was appointed Speaker of the House, what happened? Think about it. He said, "I'm fully supporting Ukraine and Israel, and I will fund them." Yet we voted for him wholesale, 100% on the Republican side. Doesn't even make sense, right? Doesn't make sense at all. So maybe there were just positionings for something to come. Um, but again, posted. I also posted just last week. Mike Johnson had a speech in front of President Trump, and I posted a picture of what President Trump was doing at the time. And I'm speculating that that may have been his moment of capitulation, where he's either gonna be out or start doing the right thing. So let's find out. I believe there's a lot of optics here, guys. So right now, yeah, I'd say watch the news. See if you can pick up something on that. Just be smart and mature enough not to get MK Ultra into what they're saying. Try to look at it from a different perspective. All right, what do we have here? Yeah, there's some dudes just talking about Trump falling in asleep in the courtroom for a second day in a row. Yeah, well, I would too. So whatever that means. Let's look on the side. This is a story that keeps coming up, and I think it's very interesting the way they're titling this, right? Um, and really, what they're saying is Trump's fate hangs in the air on a decision by the Supreme Court. So let's read what Grok said, because I believe this is an AI written article. Um, It says the Supreme Court is currently deliberating on the use of obstruction charges against hundreds of J6 writers and former President Donald Trump, sparking a wide range of reactions. This scrutiny has raised concerns about the impartiality of the justices involved, particularly Justice Clarence Thomas, of course, the only one that's been consistent for decades, due to his wife's involvement in pushing the big lie. Interesting, they put the big lie. What was the big lie? There wasn't a big lie. J J6 was perpetrated by the FBI, and there was a. I'm not even gonna spend time reading any more of Grok because I don't really like to deal with AIs very much. Let's see. Da, 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 da. Clarence Thomas is back as SCOTUS, and he is already dropping the hammer on major J6 cases. Ooh, that sounds juicy. The critical J6 case of Fisher versus United States is underway at the Supreme Court. One justice who's back after a mysterious absence on Monday, Clarence Thomas, asked the first question. The question is whether the second part, very vague, is tied or independent of the first part. Alters, destroys. Okay. Oh, this is interesting. NPR suspends critic. Let's see what happens. Okay, it says idiots screaming defund NPR have no idea who actually funds NPR. NPR is funded by corporate sponsors, member stations, annual grants, and individual contributions. Education yourself, you blah, 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 blah. Yes, except for the fact, though, I believe NPR is a 501c3 exempt also, and they do get better benefits from the government as proven. So that's not a fully true statement. But if I remember what this story was, is there's a writer from NPR that criticized them of being extraordinarily biased, and it appears that he just got fired. It's pretty much all you need to know. Da-da-da-da. And I believe they were saying that, oh, we would never fire for that, and he got fired shortly after that. All right, let's go to regular posts, and let's just go random and see what we have going on here. and then we're gonna shut it down here. Uh, okay, so Elon Musk posted this. More than the population of 36 states in just over 3 years. I'm very much in favor of legal immigration, being an immigrant myself, but allowing a flood of millions of unvetted people to enter the United States illegally is insane. Do I really need to say any more than that? I think he pretty much nailed it. So I haven't read much about this. It says radium was used everywhere in the past. And yet radium and mercury and other things that were used a lot in the past, but now we're told that they are some of the highest, most toxic things. Now, we're told that by the government, the same government that said, you go ahead and drink water with fluoride in it and you'll be fine. So think of that. Plus, if you really research radium and even mercury, they have some of it, they've had some healing properties, but in addition to that, there's the whole free energy conversation where these will be included in that also. So interesting. Of course, it's going to be demonized. Yeah, Klaus Schwab, TikTok. Well, I think Klaus Schwab's already off the map, and this is just optics. They'll release the information when it's time. This is just flooding in Dubai. There is a conversation about Dubai that I think should be had though lately. Um, Dubai has been positioned as pretty much as this utopian landing point for celebrities. Think about that, for celebrities and very wealthy people. That they said it's been this is the place to go, the most amazing. And the pictures that come out seem phenomenal, and everybody's driving a Lamborghini, and it's just ridiculous. But interesting enough, there's a lot of information coming out in the background. I think will may hit mainstream. Let's call us the mainstream. At least we'll hit our mainstream, which will indicate that it's a place for people to satanically re how about satanically restate their vows to the devil. And if they're having trouble with inside of as a celebrity and they're lacking money, next thing you know, they just disappear to Dubai and they come back and now everything's all peachy keen. And it also looks like there is some evidence, unfortunately, of some boy trading, and what then they do the most egregious things and then they harvest their organs. And I know that sounds really sick and crazy, but I'm hearing some uh, inklings that that type of thing may be going on in Dubai also, or it may be a hub for it. Um, I hope we're cleaning this up, so I hope it's not true, but I'm just letting you know it's very, very crazy. And I'm not interested in going to Dubai for any reason whatsoever. Okay, develop remote viewing comms. Oh, that's interesting. That's going to be something I'd have to really read into, though. Um, okay. All right. I think that about does it for today. And frankly, because I've been traveling and working on the road a little bit, but having some meetings, I'm a little bit worn out. And I have two very, very important emails to send. And then I'm going to chill a little bit. So let me go back in here and change screens to, let's see, I will, oh, I like this screen a lot. Guys, if you have pets, you can do something about it. And in fact, we're on the road today, and what I get a call, and this is how much my family knows how svgpets.com, which is Pet Club 24/7, really, 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 really helps our pets. My wife got a call. She got the call. while we're on the road today, we're in Vegas actually, and very serious. Where's the food? Oh my God, we're out of food. What are we gonna do? Should we buy that shit that's at the store? What do we do? Ask Dad. Can he order the food right away? That's awesome. That just happened today. True story. That means they understand the significance of the food, and we have seen our dog Cody, who's now 17, and he's a German Shepherd, and I believe they average 10 to 12 years, right? He's 17 and he's bouncing around and he's got energy. And now, to be honest, sometimes he still looks like he has dementia because he's either thinking really hard or just staring off into space. I don't know. But he knows us. He recognizes us. He's got a lot of energy. He's got a bounce in his step now. It's just absolutely incredible. And we just changed his food and gave him some little cookies with mushrooms. Sorry, guys, not those mushrooms. Probably don't want to eat them yourself. That would be fun. That he's eating and he's having a good time. Our husky, who was low energy for the last 3 years, is now bouncing up and down when we come home. And of course, we call him our little Reg, which is a 165-pound black German Shepherd, 3 years old, and he's just thriving. So, guys, I would recommend it. The reorders on this are phenomenal, which tells me everything I need to know. It's working for people. Um, get your pets healthy, your dogs and your cats. And Robert has a phenomenal story about his cat Thumper. So just go to svgpets.com and please remember to like, follow, and subscribe. We will be here tomorrow with the regular news, and then Thursday we have a phenomenal interview with Casey Sunshine, who is actually Trapped will be amazing. And that I will be interviewing her Thursday. I'm looking so forward to this. Guys, we love you very much. We appreciate you. We appreciate all your support, right? That's why we're here today when we should just be chilling. But I'm here today for you, we the people. God loves you. We've got this. Remember, though, the cabal needs your frequency and your vibrations to be very low to have any success. Don't give them that. God bless. Have a good night.